Hi there, Joka here from A Pocket Full of Happiness, and in this video I'm going to focus on two new die sets. One is called Poinsettia Circle and the other one is Christmas Wreath. Both of them are small die sets, and the Poinsettia Circle has an outer circle, which is what I used for the card base, so I decided to create circle cards in this video. And I put together all the pieces that I need for this card here because I die cut everything ahead of time, so I wanted to keep everything together so I remembered what I wanted to do. And this is a simple way to create the card base. I add a crease line, then that's going to be the back of the card. Now I added a color cardstock layer on my card front, and then I'll add glue to that little, I think it was like a 1 inch wide strip where I add glue here, and then I attach that to the front. Now you see that this is the Poinsettia Circle itself. It's a little bit smaller than the background, and I already glued that down. I used double-sided glue for that purpose. And in this case, I'm going to do what I call onlay. So I'm not just going to inlay the color shapes in that design, but for me this is, I don't know why, but for me this is easier actually. And I also love the texture that it creates. So I die cut the whole this circle from a bunch of colors just so that I can create actually several cards, and also because I wanted to use different colors for the leaves, the stem, the petals. And what I will also do, because I had a lot of die cut shapes left and I didn't want to throw anything away, the petals, you will see that I have two colors. And first I'm going to add the first layer that it's not that I don't want to see it, but it's not what's going to be visible. And then I will add the second layer on top that I kind of bend a little bit so that it gives texture and also extra color. So you will see here it's a bit difficult on the one on the side because it is straight on one side, but with the normal petals here there's like a faux stitched line in the middle. It's very easy to bend it, and then I'll add glue sort of in the middle or just one side of the petal to glue it down, and then you can see that it kind of lifts up, but even if you look under it there's color, if that makes sense. And then the little berries I also die cut from two different colors, the bigger ones in a lighter red, and the little ones are, I think, this wine type of color, if I remember correctly. But you can also just use the smallest enamel dots for those. I made another card on which I seem to remember I used enamel dots instead, and that gives you another kind of texture and dimension on your background. So this one, this Poinsettia Circle actually fits on the A2 size card, and of course anything bigger than that, but I felt like creating something a bit different this time. So I'm just going to use a simple sentiment strip on that, and you can see I created a second card where you have the enamel dots. And like I said, I die cut this circle from a bunch of colors, and I can never ever throw these away. So I always have like a remainder or rest. What is, I don't know how to call it. Anyway, a card that I make with things that I would normally throw away. So I layer up these colors, but just in a way that you can see all the colors a little bit. And I don't know why, maybe this doesn't make any sense, but I'm trimming off the one side where at the edge you would see the colors outside of the circle, because I don't want my shape to change, because this would shape, like it would add to my original circle. So that part I cut off. But I can never decide if that's the look that I should go for, or I should just leave it as it is. But anyway, to my eyes, this looked better. But this means also that at some point you're gonna have to cut through 6 layers of cardstock. That is not so easy. And then this one is very simple. I don't even do any inlay or anything. It's just going to be the outside piece and a sentiment. I got distracted for a second because I heard my cat outside my door. I just played with them so that they leave me alone. But yeah, I hope you will not hear her in the background. Okay, so this card is ready as well. And then I have the Christmas wreath, which had to have some orange slices. You know, when I was a kid, we only had oranges at Christmas. Not because we were poor or anything. It was more like it was not available. I grew up in communism, under Soviet rule, and really these kind of things, they also came later in my life, but still in my childhood, and not everybody got them. Even my mom only did because she was friends with the grocery store owner, so there was always some bananas and oranges set aside. So it was actually really special. And because of this memory, I added those slices. I don't know. I think I had really nice Christmases, but yeah, they were simple. So I decided to try and create a different sentiment here, not just a strip, but this Be Merry from the string lights is a bit too much, so I'm just using the Merry part of it. I think that I don't need Christmas there, everybody knows what it means, right? Yeah, I try to make it work. I don't know, I feel like when I first die cut everything and put the design roughly together, it worked, but now I just didn't like it. And then these flowers are also, I think I cut them from 3 different, like orange, lighter red, and darker red. And then for the berries, I also used 2 different reds. And I do not show how I put together the candy cane, but I hope it's gonna be easy. I created the die in a way that the little red strips or stripes, they are placed on the die where they should go on the base. So when you die cut them and you glue, and they will stay, most likely they will stay in the die, or they did for me. And I put the glue on the backs in that case, and then added the base on top of that, and then quickly corrected if they were not quite perfect. because otherwise I don't think if the pieces fall out of the die, I don't think I could ever find what goes where. But it's on the packaging, so you can actually see which piece goes where, but I thought this was easier and also quicker. Okay, so I'm creating a cluster here, whatever looks okay to my eyes, and then I realized that it does not look good to my eyes in the end, so I feel like at the top something is missing, so that's why I'm adding these last minute um, leaves, but the smaller ones, and I even cut them because otherwise I cannot tuck them behind the poinsettia. And there is actually a small die cut circle in this die set that cuts the middle of the poinsettia, but I think I did not use it in any of my projects because I wanted to add enamel dots that I always use. I just like that look. And this peach set perfectly fits my colors, so yeah, that's done. And you know what I could have done, but I keep forgetting these days, is add some gold splatter. I have such a beautiful gold paint, but I keep forgetting. I rarely make cards and then I forget what I have. And also, since we moved, I don't know where any of my stuff is. So, unfortunately, sometimes I have the idea, but I don't have. I don't find the things that I need for it. So I kind of just created a wreath here. You don't even have to do a wreath with these elements. There will be on the packaging, there will be a sample design where I just added each separate piece to create a background pattern, which is kind of one of my favorite things to do. And yet I did not remember to do it because I was creating these circle cards, and then I didn't think of that idea anymore. Anyway, I'm creating little clusters of leaves and flowers and orange slices, and then I'm trying to figure out what would look good. I did not pay attention to uneven numbers. Maybe it would have looked better if I create 5 clusters of leaves, but honestly I was just not really thinking about it. I guess it's a small card. I think the circle is like 4 inches, if I remember correctly. So I have quite a small surface to work with here. And then I'm also gonna tuck some candy canes in here and there, but they are longer than I need, so I will have to trim some of the pieces. Or you could leave them if they don't bother you. And as you can see, I added some foam tape to level out the difference there, and also just to add some interest. Then this I also will add just a sentiment strip to, and in fact, in this case, I use the negative piece of the die cut, the Happy Holiday, because I use those letters for so many of my sentiment strips that I had a bunch of these negative pieces, and like I said, I don't like to throw away things, and basically I just layered some of those up so that it's a nice dimensional piece, and then I glued it on top of the darkest, like a wine color cardstock, so that it's different from the colors that I used on the card, and it stands out a little bit more. If you see the cardstock in the background, that that has actually speckles. It's not dirt on it, just if you're wondering, because sometimes it really looks like it's dust or something, but it's a speckled cardstock. Yeah, so this one is also ready, or wait, it's not, because I'm still going to add some enamel dots, of course. Since I have so many, I should use it. And I should mention that I found new enamel dot colors from the brand that not this one is mine, but I have some other one from Simple and Basic in my shop, and I actually didn't restock most of them because I was told that they are discontinuing some. So now there are some new colors, and I just noticed it this week, so I already had my cards done way before, but I ordered some, and they should be really nice. There's an olive color, there's a new pinkish red that I'm excited about. So I don't know when they arrive, but maybe they will be here by the time the release is happening. If not, then shortly after. So these are my circle cards. I hope you like them. I know on Instagram I got a lot of really kind comments. You guys love the colors. I know I love colors. I think that they are sometimes underrated, especially their effects on our mood. I love colors. So I'm really glad that I can give you some inspiration, and that you love these. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you check out all the other videos on the channel today as well. Thanks again. See you next time. Bye bye.